Good afternoon. This is Eric Chappell with my Week 8 assignment for Public Communications at Grantham University. For Week 8, we are to provide a persuasive speech. For this week's topic, I chose something that is very important and dear to me as a father, and that is the funding of arts education in our schools. With that said, I will begin. Da Vinci, Michelangelo, Blavatsky, Bach, Beethoven, Van Gogh, and Mozart. All of these were artists, some of which I am sure that you know. Some of these were even scientists. Their music and paintings still impact our culture to this day, yet we failed to educate our children on such important people and what they did and how they impacted who we are. But that is changing. After years of budget cuts and focus on test-taking within our country's public educational system, the newly adopted Common Core standard has given new life to arts education. Previously, under deficit years, schools would cut the arts from the curriculum first. Now, as a part of the Common Core requirements, arts education is required for students. Unfortunately, this shift in requirements is not necessarily being funded nor supported by many school boards. The paradigm of the 3 R's, reading, writing, and mathematics, or arithmetic, has yet to be broken. We need to put pressure on our elected officials to fund these programs, as they are just as important to our children's education as reading, writing, and mathematics. Recent studies have determined that the arts can impact a school climate, electrify a school engagement within the classroom, dramatically decrease behavioral issues, and keep kids coming to school. Why the arts? Art is many things. It is science, it is mathematical, it is a language, and it is history. Science and the arts are very interlaced. The Art Institute of Chicago teaches that science and arts naturally overlap. Both are a means of investigation. Both involve ideas, theories, and hypotheses that are tested in places where mind and hand come together. The laboratory and the studio. Artists, like scientists, study materials, people, culture, history, religion, and mythology, and learn to transform this information into something else. In ancient Greece, the word for art was techne, from which technique and technology are derived, terms that are aptly applied to both scientific and artistic studies and practices. Mathematics and arts are definitely interlaced. In a paper written by Doris Schneider, which discusses the relationship between arts and mathematics, she points out that even in ancient times, the two were uniquely interlaced. She was referring to the compass and the straight edge, which, augmented by simple craftsman and draftsman tools, were used to create beautiful designs realized in the architecture and decorations of palaces, cathedrals, and mosques. To take that thought just a bit further and bring it forward into our generation, automotive engineers have designed and developed timeless classics, pieces of art, like the Ford Mustang, the Dodge Charger, and Chevrolet's Corvette, just to name a few. All of this was accomplished through the principles of engineering. Another example would be the engineer or architect, if you will, who had designed and helped develop One World Trade Center, a beautiful building, a wonderful living monument, and a piece of art. Again, all through the mathematical principles of architectural engineering. Clearly, math and art are interlaced. Art is truly also a language. Though this may sound strange, it is true. Since the beginning of time, people have expressed themselves through many forms of art, which crosses the spoken language barrier. A simple score by Blavatsky can invoke happiness or sadness. Michelangelo's painting on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel expresses the relationship between the church and God. These are just two examples of how art has been used as a nonverbal form of communication, a form of expression that has proven to be timeless, lasting longer than any spoken word. Art is truly something we look back on when we talk about history. Historians would almost unanimously agree that art, whether it is through architecture, music, or paintings, is a spyglass into the past. Music, paintings, and architecture can be very compelling evidence as to a person or culture's state of mind and attitude toward the world in which they lived. It is a way of understanding where we came from, history in another form. Art definitely has an impact on our success. Research conducted by the California Alliance for Arts Education indicates that students of all backgrounds and cultures are more likely to achieve higher GPAs and test scores, graduate from high school, and attend college when they have access to the arts. Additionally, in a recent study by IBM, CEOs ranked creativity as one of the mostly important leadership qualities that they were looking for in workers. With this information, how can we justify not funding the arts as a part of our children's education? Clearly, the arts can deliver what business is looking for and help our students to succeed in today's job market. So I say in final conclusion, art is many things. It is science, it is mathematical, it is a language, and it is in history. But most importantly, art is us. It is our culture. It is who we are and where we came from. It should be an essential part of our children's education. Clearly, there's evidence to show that teaching our children the arts reinforces the rest of their education. So I put out a call to all parents, grandparents, and concerned citizens to call upon their local school boards and demand that they allocate funding to improve their district's arts educational programs. The future generations of our country depends upon it. Thank you very much. You have a good day.